Hello, everyone. Welcome back to The Modern Mythmaker. Today's episode is called You Don't Want an Exciting Relationship? Shut Up, Hollywood. And it's something that's near and dear to my heart that my girlfriend and I have talked about a lot, and that has slowly crept up on me over the years. This realization that you don't want a love story that's worth gossiping about, and you want one worth living in. Stable love is boring from an outsider's perspective. It is not entertaining to an observer. You can be loved or you can be entertained, but you have to pick one. And we don't have many good role models because of the movies and shows that we see where everyone is just in love in such intense passion. um, we actually want, for anyone who really wants just very stable love and wants to be securely attached, you don't want it to be that exciting. And for anyone in your 20s, you're thinking, this guy's an idiot. You might be, yeah. You'll just have to get there and figure it out for yourself. But I've gotten love wrong so many times, and I've wanted to be in love for my entire adult life. I've been a hopeless romantic since before I can remember. Now that I feel I'm starting to get it right, I have something to share. There's a short story called Happy Endings by Margaret Atwood that I've reread and shared with people in my life more than any other. And I've taken something new from it every time I've reread it over the last decade. It's a commentary on what makes a good story, split up into 6 different sections. And it's only a page and a half long. It's an incredible read. I highly recommend looking it up. I hyperlinked it in today's email in Substack, so please go there and read it if you have a chance. But the first section lays out how stability makes a horrible story, and I'm just going to read it to you verbatim. John and Mary meet. What happens next? If you want a happy ending, try A. John and Mary fall in love and get married. They both have worthwhile and remunerative jobs, which they find stimulating and challenging. They buy a charming house. Real estate values go up. Eventually, when they can afford live-in help, they have 2 children to whom they are devoted. The children turn out well. John and Mary have a stimulating and challenging sex life and worthwhile friends. They go on fun vacations together. They retire. They both have hobbies which they find stimulating and challenging. Eventually, they die. This is the end of the story. When I was in my early 20s, living life as a vagabond, I read that first part and thought it sounded terrible. What a horrible fate. Not me. I'll never get stuck on the wheel of life. I'll never be trapped in stagnation. Blah, 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 blah. That was me at age 22. And I was wrong, because stability is amazing. Now, the truth is, big, exciting romances are only big and exciting because the people in them are unstable. Trust me, I've been all around the world. I've been through so many flings and so many unstable relationships, and I've been through a realization that I had to stop dating passionate people. Not because just because there wasn't stability there for me. At the age of 32, I'm finally in a relationship that feels secure. And it's completely different from anything that I've experienced before. And if you were to look at it from an outsider's perspective, it looks boring as hell. We disagree on plenty, but when we do, we have calm discussions until we reach a compromise, not taking things personally. We spend a lot of time in comfortable, companionable silence. We don't raise our voices or throw things. It's amazing. And if someone turned it into a show, it would be terrible. It would be the worst thing to watch ever. Because conflict is what makes good stories, but it's not what makes great relationships. We've been raised on stories our entire lives, and stories are short collections of intense events strung together to entertain us. In stories, there is a ton of conflict packed into a short period. In the love stories we grew up with, people scream at each other and throw things. Men run through train stations to catch the girl before she leaves because of their mistakes, and then, show her the flash mob they've prepared to make sure she doesn't run away. Passion is what reigns supreme in those stories. And no sane person would actually want that. What we want is to be loved, not entertained. And we haven't been given a roadmap to do it. There's no audience. You and your partner are the only ones on this movie set. In this movie, you pay bills, you fold laundry, you take out the trash for decades. Real love is about peace, not plot. And when infatuation fades, there's no better asset in your life than a lack of drama. Stability actually can feel quite boring to people who are used to instability and passion, but it is the greatest gift you can possibly give yourself. And I hope to God you strive for it and recognize it when you have it, and don't see it as wrong because you don't have the passion that you see in movies and books and on television. That's all for this week. Thank you for tuning into The Modern Mythmaker. If you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you are watching on anywhere, please share with a friend. And if you are listening on a podcast platform, please give us a review. It really helps us grow. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you next week.